It turns out that the Epstein files weren't the only documents littered with Donald Trump's names that he desperately wants to stop from seeing the light of day. Apparently, he has used, or invoked, I should say, his executive privilege to avoid what we have to assume, because of what he's doing, would be incredibly damaging and damning January 6 documents from seeing the light of day. There's this court filing from earlier this week. Lawyers for the DOJ revealed that Trump has stepped in to prevent the release of some material requested as part of a lawsuit brought by police officers injured by violent rioters at the US Capitol. The materials were originally subpoenaed from the National Archives and Records Administration in February. Specifically, he is blocking 4,152 documents from being released, which that feels like a lot. That's more boxes of documents than you could fit in a Mar-a-Lago bathroom, and he wants to stop them all from coming out. And as the New Republic points out, with this action, Trump is directly blocking a case alleging that he helped to fuel the riot. In a 2022 ruling, a district court judge who's overseeing the case found that there were indications Trump may have been aware that some of his supporters were armed and had discouraged security checks. And so this is him getting in to potentially directly protect himself from legal ramifications of what he chose to do and what he chose then not to do on January 6th. This is a wildly corrupt act. Your executive orders, your executive privileges are not designed to individually benefit you. And even if it wasn't, even if this had nothing to do with him, this is about the cops that were beaten, the cops that were killed by those violent insurrectionists. And evidently there's some people that think we could learn something from these documents. Maybe we can get to justice for these people, these cops who died protecting our government from these violent rebels, these outlaws. And Donald Trump is standing once again with the insurrectionists, which is a little bit strange when you think about it, because he and many right-wingers have been saying for years, January 6th isn't what you think it was. It wasn't me sending them out. I mean, I know that I've spent years saying that I love them and they're patriots afterward, but for a brief moment, after I sent them there and before I began to love them again, they weren't my people at all. In fact, they were FBI plants. They were deep state provocateurs. Well, if there was something crazy like that going on, shouldn't we have as much transparency as possible? Maybe we can get to the bottom of this thing. Maybe we can understand one of the most insane paradoxes of modern American politics, best exemplified in this a tweet that was shared by Benny Johnson, Graphic 5, where Benny Johnson thought Donald Trump made a good point when he said that the Biden FBI placed nearly 300 agents into the crowd on January 6th, which would be quite a feat considering that Biden hadn't become president yet and wouldn't for several weeks. But Benny Johnson is so stupid, he doesn't even realize that. And yet they don't want transparency, Sharon. What do you think?
Yeah, I would think they would want to just have everybody who's associated with this be able to tell their stories because it's been suppressed. By the way, you didn't mention Antifa, who was also prominent that day and defecating and using bear spray on people, not. So yeah, this is just what this guy does. I would think he would want members of the J6 crowd to say, hey, we're not with the guy who planted the bomb the night before outside the RNC and DNC setup in Washington. We're not with him. We were there for righteous causes, except they weren't. So he has to block all of this. And before that it was, let me erase all mentions of this because it just didn't happen. But it happened. We watched it live.
Yep, 100%. And again, it's just absolutely insane that he can do this and get away with it, using the power of the government to once again protect himself.